So my name is Saeed Ansari, and I'm senior developer in DigiClick Solutions company. Right now I'm in Mumbai. So let's start with our topics. What is web development? So web development is nothing but creating website and web applications with the help of programming languages like PHP, Node.js, CSS, Java, HTML. These are the languages. With the help of these languages, we can create our websites and web applications, which will run on your Chrome browser, Safari, Firefox, etc. So this is the web development. In the web development, there are two types: front-end web development and back-end web development. So for the front-end web development, we use HTML, CSS, JavaScripts. For the help of these languages, we can create beautiful and front-end websites. And for the back-end, if we'll try to connect with the database or try to connect with the server, so we'll use backend languages like PHP, Node.js. These are the backend languages. ASP.NET. These are the backend languages. So with the help of these languages, we can connect with the server. So basically, we have two type of web development: front end and backend. So there is two types of websites. Means in front end. If we are going for the websites, so we have two types of websites: static websites and dynamic websites. So in static websites, we cannot change the content of the website unless and until developer goes into the hosting file and changes it. But in dynamic website, we can change the content of the website through the admin panel, which will be provided to us. So this is a static and dynamic website. Are you getting my points?
Yes.
Okay, so what is web applications? Web application or web app is a client server software application in which the client or user interface runs in our web browser. So basically, we have two type of web applications: standalone application and web application. So in standalone application, we have like MS Office, MS Word. These are the standalone application. If you want to use this application, so we'll have to install this application in our system, in our computer. Without installing, we cannot use this. But in the web application, we can use this application anywhere in the world. We have just copy our domain name in the address bar and we'll enter it, so we can see our we have a lot of application, a lot of websites, lot of application. Like my company name is DigiClick Solutions, so I enter DigiClick here, so I can access this from anywhere. But in a standalone application, we will have to install this application in our system. So this is the benefit of web application. We can access it from anywhere in the world. So what is Node.js? Node.js is a server-side platform built on Google Chrome's JavaScript engine, V8 engine. Node.js is an open source server environment. This is Node.js is an open source. The benefit of open source is open source codes are available for us. If you want to learn, if you want to modify, if you want to do something enhancement in the source code of the Node.js, so we can do it. And for the purpose of learning, for the purpose of anything, so we will have the source code of the this Node.js code. So this is the benefit of open source, and it's free. We don't have to pay anything for using the Node.js. Although if we go for another languages like ASP.NET or Windows-based application, we'll have to purchase the license for using these languages. So the Node.js free, we don't have to purchase any license or anything. So Node.js uses JavaScript on the server. Earlier JavaScript was not able to connect with the server, but now with the help of the Node.js, we can connect with the server also. That's why nowadays Node.js is a lot of people are using Node.js. So how Node.js works. This is the this is this is PHP and this is Node.js. Here we'll see how Node.js work and how earlier languages like PHP, ASP.NET was working. So here a user sending a request to the server. Server create new thread from limited pool or waits for available threads. Here the server is waiting for the thread. But in the Node.js, we can send multiple requests at a time, and the Node.js will process internally, and it will not wait for the another request. It can take multiple requests at a time. So that's why Node.js works very fast as compared to other languages like PHP, ASP.NET, because Node.js can take multiple requests at a time. And here, this is means it's waiting for the available threads. But Node.js is not waiting. Node.js takes multiple requests at a time and process on that request, and whichever request is processed, then it sends response to the client. So that's how the Node.js work. So why we should choose the Node.js? So Node.js is fast and easy to install. So we can install it very easily. If you want to install Node.js, so we'll go on the Node.js app website. And for the Windows, we will have if we click on Windows installation, so here we can install and install it in our system. For the Mac OS and for the other, so it's very easy to install, and we can make scalable and robust mobile application also in this Node.js. So with the help of frameworks like Express.js, we can develop very fast application in the Node.js, and it supports low-level API. So it's very beneficial for us. It supports low-level API, and Node.js main thing is Node.js handles multiple requests at a time. So if we'll see in another languages, those languages doesn't support multiple requests at a time. Those languages waits for the those languages waits for the request unless the first request is completed. So with the help of Node.js, we can develop real-time system like chat application, and if chat application, these kind of application we can make in Node.js. That's why we should choose Node.js. What can Node.js do? So with the help of Node.js, we can.
What exactly is low-level API?
So here is two types of API. Low level API is will be very low level API. Node.js uses low level API, and it's more feature than that API. That's why means we can say low level API is better than that API. So Node.js uses this API. Are you getting?
Yeah, somewhat.
Wait. So what can we do with the help of Node.js? So Node.js can generate dynamic pages, contents. Node.js can create, open, read, write, delete, and close files on the server. Node.js can collect form data. Node.js can add, delete, modify data in your database. So with the help of Node.js, we can perform these operations on the server. That's why means earlier the JavaScript was not able to connect with the server, but now we can connect with the database and server also. So we can do these operations on the server and in database also. Where to use Node.js? Where we'll use the Node.js? So input output bound application means if we will try to connect with the server, or if we have the so if we'll try to connect with the other other server, so we use Node applications there. Data stream application means if we read the data from server chunk by chunk, so we'll use Node applications there. Data intensive real time application. So if we are going for the real time application, so we'll go for the Node.js. Single page applications. We have types of application: single page and multi-page application. So yeah, Angular JS, React Native, these kind of applications uses single page application. So if we are going for the Angular, React Native, Ionic, for these we can use Node.js.
No, one second. Single page application means only a single page of HTML, or what extension we used to give.
Yes, the single page application means
Yes.
will have the means you will have the single page. I'll have to give the example. Means if this is the website, so we can, if we are suppose if this is a single page application, so we'll have the index page, and we'll have multiple web pages, but all that pages will load on index page only. Means if we are going to this, and if we move on this, so this will also run on index page.
You
Means
mean to say only we have one index.js file? Inside all that I can see menus here: home, project, services, company history,
these will
everything.
be yes, these will be the components. In single page application, we use components. Means we'll have only one page, and others will be the component. So on the basis of our condition, means we can load our component in a single page.
Okay.
Did you get?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you. So asynchronous in JavaScript. Asynchronous programming is a method of programming that allows more than one task to be executed at the same time. So in simple, we have the image here, so we can understand very easily what is synchronous and asynchronous. So a user trying to send the request in synchronous programming and asynchronous programming. So in the synchronous, if the user send the request goes and executed, then only the user can send the second request here. But in asynchronous programming, request a user sends a request, it's not completed yet, but the user can send the second request here. So at the end, whichever the request will be executed, the server will send the response on the basis of that whichever the code will be whichever the response will be executed first. We will have the first response first response, or we get the second request in the first also. So this is how the synchronous and asynchronous programming works. Did you get this? Hello. So this is how the synchronous and asynchronous programming works. Means if you want to send multiple requests at a time, if you want to send, if you want to execute multiple tasks to be executed on the server at a time, so we this can be done in asynchronous programming. So synchronous programming, one request at a time. We can send one request at a time, and in asynchronous, we can send multiple requests at a time. So obviously the total execution time will be more in synchronous, because it will wait for the first request to be executed, then only we can send a second request. But in asynchronous programming, we can send multiple requests at a time, and internally it will execute, it will perform the operations, and whichever the request will be completed, then uh, that's why your execution time of the asynchronous programming is less. And in Node.js, Node.js uses asynchronous programming. So that's why Node.js is faster than other server-side languages.
But it's not such global compared to ASP.NET and Java or other programming languages. May I know the reason why?
Sorry.
It's not so popular and not so widely used as other programming languages like the legendary programming languages such as ASP.NET, Java, etc.
Yes, but no, actually, if we compare, means if you Google it, so it's going very high, means Node.js is going very high, and a lot of people are using Node.js. If you Google it, so lot of web like Amazon and Google and lot of big companies using Node.js in the backend.
Yeah, that's correct. But my question was like, if you compare the ASP.NET or Java along with the Node.js, what is the major drawback that Node.js has? I might not say drawback. What is the major thing that Node.js might be difficult to achieve that .NET or Java languages might achieve? Because I have seen huge applications on .NET and Java platforms, but Node.js, even I have worked on a minor project on Node.js, but all I've seen is some minor kind of projects, not such huge projects on Node.js. Is there any kind of drawback that Node.js is not preferred for working on larger projects? Or uh,
Can I answer this question?
Yes, yes.
The thing is that as I have a good experience in programming field, so what I observed that I worked in Gulf also. People are addictive with some technology like .NET. For example, Microsoft developed this ASP.NET or .NET, we can say .NET, few, many years before, decades before. So because of that, what they are doing, the people are addict of that technology, like .NET and Java. Now this technology, as this is the newest technology in this technology like .NET and Java. So because of it, the people are not that much aware of this technology, and not uh, you can't find many developers in a market into it. So this is the one reason you can see while you are seeing the graph, the people are using Java and the Node.js is same nowadays. It's equal. Means the developers develop means in a small period of time, the developers already got the knowledge of this Node.js, similar to your Java. So this is the main difference I think. This because what I observed in a market, people are addictive. For example, I saw in a Gulf, people are not normally using .NET because their all data is already available into it. That data is, for example, the database is available in a SQL server. They have already implemented so many projects. This is the one thing which I have observed.
I would like to add few more things here. Say for example, I am a Java full stack developer wherein I used to work on JSF, prime faces and rich faces. The main advantage of Node.js is a basic structure for future development. For example, if I compare with my JSF component, it's of old technology. There are a lot of not support over there. Say for example, Node.js is a basic thing for your future development. For example, if you want to go with Angular or React, this is a basic thing. You should know that how Node works. And here everything is packaged. What you can do is you can create your own package and say to the Node.js people that this is your new package, and you can include that package into the Node.js library. Say tomorrow you want to use some library, you need not to write that code. Just what you can do is you can download that package and start working on your either Angular or React or noise, some electric JavaScript,
Ionic.
something. Yes, that kind of thing. That advantage and flexibility you have in the Node.js. That's what I have seen and I have read.
Yes,
Yeah, thanks for your
we have
feedback.
we have a lot of packages in Node.js, and we don't have to download the all packages uh, in Node.js.
This main thing is to plug and play. In future development will be like plug and play. As I know, everything will be available. You should know how to use it. That's it. Previously, for everything we have to write. For example, in case of rich faces, we used to write a pagination, everything were code. If you come to the prime faces, there are a lot of components which are not yet available still, and those are available in case of Node.js.
Yes.
That, yeah, that's the main advantage I felt, but drawbacks I have not gone through yet.
Yeah.
Some points the brother mentioned in the previous slides that Node.js can be used in certain things like data intensive applications, data streaming applications. So that was one point which made me think that so is this being restricted to only these platforms? So it can't be used
No,
for
no,
widespread
no, no,
platforms.
no. It's a basic thing for your future application. Don't think as Node application do everything for you. It will do, but back end. For example, say front end, you XHTML. Are we using HTML now? No, because at the end back end it is HTML only. But front end we are using lot of inbuilt things. For example, say Prime Faces. Prime Faces uses HTML only, but that is at the back end they have written those packages we are using, and we use p command for execute that h command. Similarly, Node.js is a basic structure for your future development of um, rich face, Angular or React. If you have this knowledge, you could be it will be very helpful for you in those uh, uh, what recent technologies what we have.
Yes, the main reason though people are using Node.js because it's supporting multi requests at a time. So we don't have to wait for any uh, response in the Node.js. But in another languages, we'll have to wait for the response. So that's why this is also the reason the people are using this Node.js.
Yes, it's very fast. No need to deploy also onto the server.
Sorry.
it is very fast. No need to deploy also. It is auto deployable and it will reflect on your browser directly once you save. But in case of other technologies, every time it's a developer friendly, not user respective thing. But for developer, it is like some advantage kind of thing.
Yes, but it's the user friendly or also because we can create dynamic we can upload dynamic things also, like if we are reading some data from the server, so here streams also to read the data chunk by chunk, so we can read the data from the server chunk by chunk, and it will not store in our system. So it will be stored in the buffer, and we'll use that data from the buffer also. So this is
So
the also for the Node.js.
okay.
Okay, so let's go ahead. Uh, in file system and perform operations. So Node.js includes an FS module to access the physical file system. Means the FS module is responsible for all the synchronous or asynchronous file input output operations. Means if you want to read the file, if you want to write the file from the server or to the server, so we can use FS module, which is available in the Node server. Module is nothing but we can say the library on the on the server in Node.js application, which is built-in module. So we can use it, and we can, with the help of this module, we can write the file from the system. So common use for file system module: read files, create files, update files, delete files, rename files. These are the common use for the file system. So I'll take the example, and I'll try to make you understand with the help of example. So for the reading files from the server, we'll use So we have file system folder here. So if you want to read the files from the server, so we will use fs read file method is used to read the file on your computer. So here we have demo file .html, which is available in the same folder. So we'll see how we can read this file. So we'll require the HTTP. So first, I should see the how we can create HTTP and create HTTP server in our local machine. So Node.js has built-in module called HTTP, which allows Node.js to transfer data over the hypertext transfer protocol. To include the HTTP module, use the require method. This is one. So we are using this one. So with the help of HTTP, we can communicate with the server. So here we are trying to communicate on the 8080 port. So we are requiring a HTTP module and a FS module to read write So this is a demo one file which is available in the same location, and we are trying to read this file on our system. So this is the callback function which will be executed, and it will send it will send the response to us. Like if you are writing 200 means response is successful, and we are defining what type of file is this. It should be text or HTML file, and we are writing this data into the response. So this response will be sent to us. So I'm trying to run this file. So with the help of node and file name, readfile.js. So it's running on 808 port. So we'll go in a browser, localhost 8080. Here, this is the p tag which is mentioned in this file. So with the help of read file, we are able to read the file which is available in our system. So if we will change it, so with the help of this read file method, we are able to read the file. Similarly, we can write the file or rename the file, update the files. So for creating file, we use three methods: append and open and write files. So with the help of append method is specified, the fs append file method appends specified content to a file. If the file does not exist, the file will be created. Here, if I'll delete these files or I'll create a new file. So I'll go into that folder. Right now I'm in file system folder here, and I'll have to move on create file. So when I run this open.js file, append.js file, so what it will do, it will create the file with the name new file one. If I'll change the new file to, so it will create new file 2, and the content on this file will be this. So here new file 2 is created now, and this is the content of the file which is provided by us. So we can change it also. So it will be append. previous text was this, and this text is appended now. So with the help of append file, we can create file also. So we have open, means it will the fs open method takes a flag here, taking second argument. First argument will be the file name, and second will second like what purpose we are using it. So w means for the writing. Second argument, if the flag is w for writing, the specified file is open for writing. If the file does not exist, an empty file is created. If this file will not be present here, so it will create a empty file.
Where we are doing that creation of amplifier, it will do it automatically. I think it could have been better if you go through that basic thing and then directly come to the code part.
Okay,
What is the plan actually?
here we are trying to write the file.
No, I'm not asking here. I'm asking the overall, like you're going to go with, because if a new person come directly, they cannot understand what is going on here.
Yes.
That's what I'm asking.
Means he's telling you that just open that file, my new file in your folder from your file system, not from here, not from your Visual
Okay.
Studio. Yes, from here you can show.
Okay. Let's delete all the files so we can understand easily. So no file is present in this directory. So if you want to write a file with the name anything, like I want to write the file with the name abc.txt. So with the help of open method, which is present in fs module, we can write our abc.txt file. So what it will do, it will see whether this file is available in that in this directory or not. If it is not available, so it will simply create abc.txt file in this in this directory. So if we'll run this code like node open.js, so simply it will create abc.txt file in our directory here. So we can open it from here also. There is nothing. So similarly, if you want to create file with append method, so we can create file with append file also. So here we have to specify the name of the file, like abc1.txt, and the content which we want to write in that file, test content. And if we execute this file, node append.js, so abc1.txt, this is created now here, and we have also these contents. So this is how we can create a new file in our system, in our browser, on our server. So with the similarly, we can create file with the help of write file also. So what the write file does, the fs write file method replaces the specified file and content if it exists. If the file does not exist, a new file containing the specified content will be created. So it will, if we try to create a file with abc1.txt, which is already available in this directory here. So it will overwrite this file. If this file will not be available here, so it will create a new file with this content. So we are trying to execute this file to create.
It's a extension is text and here is txt.
Yes, we can change it also. If you want to create HTML file here, so
Okay. It will go with the only file name, not with the extension.
no, it will give it will see extension also, because with the help of extension with the help of means if your extension will HTML, then it will be a web page, and if your extension will txt,
No, will this create new file or will it overwrite to that new previously?
it will create new file because its extension is different.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So node write. So created a new file 1.html. So this is how it works for the use of this. So to create the file, we can use these methods, which is available in module: append file, open file, and write file. So if you want to update the file, we can also update the file with the help of Node.js on the server. So right now I'm in file system directory. So here I'm going in update files. So here we have append file, append method to update the files. Means the fs.append file method appends the specified content at the end of the specified file. If I go in this directory here, file system and update file, because we are trying to update the file. So we have two files here, new file 1 and new file 3. Yeah. So if you want to update this file, new file 1, this is new text. Now here we have, this is another text, and if we execute this file, this text will be appended here. So basically it's updating this file, updated. This is a new text. So with the help of append file, we can update our file from on the server. So we can read file also with the help of Node.js, which will from the server. So I'm giving example of read file, how we can read the file from the server. So I'm going back. So the fs read file, we have the method read file method is used to read the file on your computer from the server. So we have demo file 1 html. It is already available in this directory. This one. So we can create new file also, and we can read that file also. So I'm trying to read this file on a browser. So when I'll execute this read file.js, so what it will do, it will create a server for us, virtual server for us, and with the help of read file we can read this file data in our browser. So let's see how we can do this. Node. So it will run on 808 port. 8080. So now we are able to read the file. If you have another file extension like text file, so we can also read that file also. Like we have demo file.txt. So test. And here we have test. If we'll change it. So we are able to read the file from the server with the help of read file method. So we can delete the file also with the help of Node.js. We have unlink method. With the help of unlink method deletes the specified file. So here we have here we don't have any file. So first we have to create a file. So we have test text.txt. If you want to delete this file, so we can delete this file from one second, sorry. Hello. Hello, sorry. So we can delete the file. If you want to delete this file, are you getting voice? Are you getting, friends?
Yes, yes. Voice is clear. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. So I'll execute this file, read delete one. So I'll go in my file system directory and go into delete files, and here I'll execute file name unlink.js. So now we can see we had not any file, so this throw us error like no such file or directory, because we don't have any file with this name. So we have to put so now this so now file is deleted now, and here we don't have any file.
अरे अब्बू अब्बू इधर उधर क्या करती कुछ व्हाइट निकाल दी
So we have seen how we can write the file, how we can read the file, how we can update the file with of Node.js on the server. So we are moving ahead, and now we'll see what is the stream in Node.js. So streams are objects that let you read data from a source or write data to destination in continuous fashion. Means the stream in Node.js read data from source and write data to a destination in continuous way. Means here in this picture we can see, if you want to read the data from the server, so first it will store in a buffer, and then after it will pass to the client, means whoever is trying to read the data from the server by stream. So this is how a stream works. Means if you want to read the data from the server in a chunk by chunk, in a small piece of code, so we can use a stream there. And say if you have seen YouTube, so there is a streaming. Means YouTube does not load all the data in the same time. It reads the data in chunk by chunk, and after buffering we can see that data. So in the same way stream works, means read the data from the server in a small piece of codes. So that where that code is stored in a buffer. Buffer is a temporary place for the storage. If this buffer will be full, then this will be passed to the client.
So this concept is basically used in video buffering kind of thing, or you have any other features wherein this concept is used, the streaming of data?
So if you want to if you want to use like data, if we are reading the files which is very high, means 5 MB, 10 MB or 20 MB, means so we can use there also stream.
Got it. Okay.
Thank you. So stream was non-stream. So what's happening in non-stream? if API is trying to communicate, trying to read the file from the server, so all the data is sent at the at the same time. Means the regular read file API leads the entire contents on the onto the node process, and a streaming API, it sends the data in chunk by chunk. Means read some data from the from what.text, and it will store in here streaming. Here will be the buffer. After, when this buffer will be full, then this data will be passed through the Node.js process, and then after we'll get the output. So the streaming API sends file data to the Node.js process chunk by chunk. The on data callback is called every time a new chunk is received. So here will be the callback function, which will check the chunk is full or not. If the buffer will be full, then it will receive the data, and we can see as output of that data. So this is how streaming works. So if we have huge amount of data on the server, so we should read that data by streaming. So there are 4 types of streaming: readable, writable, duplex, transform. So in readable stream which is used for read operation, and writable stream which is used for write operation. Duplex means a stream which can be used for both read and write operation. Transform, type of duplex stream where the output is computed based on input. So this is how we have 4 types of stream. So we'll see the example of a stream in our code, means how we can read it. So what's the difference between, means we can also read the data by read file, write file, which we have seen now. Means with the help of file system, we can also read the data, write the data. But the difference is we can read the data chunk by chunk in the stream. Means we have huge amount of data on the server, so we can read that data in a piece of codes, in a piece of data. But in file system, we are not able to do this. In streaming, we can do this. So that's why streaming are used
We
to.
can go ahead because the time is already, we already have less time.
We have already covered this one. So Express.js and installation and routing. So Express.js is a minimal and flexible Node.js web application framework. It provides a robust set of features to develop web and mobile application. It facilitates the rapid development of node-based web application. So Express.js is nothing but a framework of Node.js. Means with the help of framework, we have also framework of PHP, like Laravel, CodeIgniter. So with the help of framework, we can minimize our code, and it will be very secure for us, because in the framework we have the framework provides us a lot of functionality in inbuilt. So we can use that functionality. So we can make our project very fast with the help of Express.js. There are a lot of frameworks for the Node.js, but Express.js is very famous. So a lot of people are using Express.js because a lot of features are available in this Express. So Express.js is nothing but a framework of the Node.js. Following are the sum of the core features of Express framework. It allows to set up middleware to respond to HTTP request. Defines a routing table which is used to perform different action based on HTTP method and URL. allow to dynamically render HTML page based on the passing argument to templates. So basically, if we use the Express.js, so we can, with the help of Express.js, we'll have the routing there, and when we are when we send the data to the server, so the middleware will be there. So before saving the data into the database, we can perform operations also. So to install the Express.js, we have npm install express save. I have already installed the Express.js in my system, so I don't have to install this. So with the help of this command npm install express save, we can install this in our system. So example and basic routing. So routing refers to determining how an application responds to a client request to a particular endpoint, which is a URI or a path and a specific HTTP request method, get, post, and so on. So URI is means basic routing means we here if we are typing this localhost 8080, so it will trying to communicate with our Node.js and on a particular route. So this is how routing works. So we have basic routing also, means so in MongoDB, what is MongoDB? MongoDB is a cross-platform, document-oriented database that provides high performance, high availability, and easy scalability. MongoDB works on concept of collection and documents. So if we compare with MySQL with MongoDB, so here we can say MySQL will have database, so we can also say database here. But here, if we have table in MySQL, so we can say collection to table. We have index, row will convert into document, and column will be converted into field. So we have joins also in MongoDB. Earlier it was not available. So embedded document and linking. We have also primary key in MongoDB also. So we can see group in MySQL. If there is group by, so we can use aggregation in MongoDB. So this is the basic difference between MongoDB and MySQL. So REST API using Express and MongoDB. So we'll try to make a REST API with the help of Node.js and MongoDB. So REST API sets certain standards between computer system on the web that makes it easier for system to communicate with each other. Here is the image, so we can understand it very easily. So here a client trying to send request. Here will be the RESTful API web server, and based on the request, the RESTful API will respond to the client. So we'll try to understand with the example how RESTful API works and how we can make a RESTful API. So right now I'm in RESTful API folder. Here first, what we have to do, we have to create a project with the help of this command npm init, and here we'll install Express with Mongoose. Mongoose means MongoDB. So we'll install it in our project, and then we will have development mode, means we'll have the env file. In this file we'll put our constants, like I have put it here, a database URL. So I'll see how it will be used. So this is the main file of this REST API folder. So here we are requiring .env file, which is this, and we are using Express.js because we have installed in this folder, in this project, Express.js. So we are trying to put Express in a constant, which is app, and we are requiring Mongoose also for the using of MongoDB. So to connect with the MongoDB, we have this thing, these things, mongoose.connect and process.env. This is the constant file which is available here. This is this one, and we are require this. We have this requiring this file here. So with the help of this one, it will access this constant, and it will be connected with the database. So we are giving the database name learning node. So we can change it. New database. So the here we don't have to go in MongoDB and we'll create a new database. It will automatically create it. It will automatically create the new database with the name of this. So if we will use the node MySQL, we'll have to create this database manually, but it will create automatically this database for us with the help of this command. So if we connected, if our database will be connected to the server, so db.once open will be called. If there will be any error, so we will face the error and we will figure it out what the error is coming. So I have created a routing for the actually we are trying to make a RESTful API for the subscriber, YouTube subscriber. Means how many subscribers on we have subscribers on YouTube channel, and how we can do new subscribe on YouTube channel, and how we can fetch the data which is already which already subscribes our channel. So this is how we are trying to make a RESTful API. So that's why I have created routes for the subscriber. Here we have route folder, and in this we have subscriber.js. So how we'll run this file server.js. So how this file will know I have to communicate with this folder. So here we have given the path, and we are using app.use subscriber. Means when we'll try to run this in our browser on the port of 30, so we'll have to append this subscriber, then only we can communicate with this file. So when we'll put, like I'm running this, I'm executing this file node server.js. So connected to the database. This file is connected to the database. So we have also nodemon here. If I'll do changes, if I'm doing any changes here I'm so this is not reflecting now, but when I'll run this file with the help of nodemon, so it will automatically reflect in this file. Like here in package.json, we have dev start script. It will npm run. So it's doing the same thing which I did earlier before, but when I'll do changes in this file,
This is for the development purpose.
yes, this is for the development purpose. So it's changing at the same time. So when we'll try to hit localhost 3000, so there is no endpoint or there is no route with the name of this. But when we'll put subscriber, so we don't have any subscriber now in our database. That's why it's written empty for us. So I'm trying to paste this in Postman, and I will try to hit our RESTful API with the help of Postman. So we have get. Here we have we are requiring express route and subscriber, which is in model. It's a middleware. Here means here we will define what the document, what the column will be stored in database. So here we have name, subscribe channel, and subscribe date. So we are defining name should be a string, and it is required, and subscriber channel, it should be string and it's also required. And the third is subscribe date. It should be date and it's required, and we can give also the default value. Here the default value for this column, we have date.now. So it will not pass any date from our side, so it will give
System generate.
System date. Yes. So here we have a lot of routes. Means for the get we have if we'll execute this subscribe dot, so it will fetch all the data. It will get all the subscriber for us, which is available in our database. So if we'll see in our database, the name of the database is new database. So I'll refresh it. So somehow it's not created, but let's see why it's. We'll post it. When we'll hit the post for the subscriber, then it will be created. So I'm trying to post the data by Postman. So what we have to pass? We have to pass name and subscribe channel. So I have already do this. To hit the REST API by the Postman, we have to set here content type should be application JSON, and in our body we are sending the data like this: name and subscribe channel. So and this should be JSON. So I'm trying to send the data. So it's stored in our database. So I'll go in my MongoDB and I'll refresh it. So here we have new database with one document. Here we have the data. So we can read this. We can also send multiple requests. So if we'll see in our database, so we have two document here. So if you want to read this data, so we'll use get for this. But it's giving some error for us. So let's see why it's giving the error. So we have to pass the ID of a document.
Hello, brother.
Yes.
Just one doubt. How you are accessing that database, Mongo database from the name of that database client? I'm new to that.
New database.
The database client name is required. How you are accessing from the client side database?
Client means this name.
This one. How you are getting that data from database?
Okay.
From client side.
That's I'm trying to access here, but giving some error. So let's see what's the error is.
Okay.
Actually, I think Saeed is doing by programmatically. Means he is generating this database programmatically and adding the data programmatically. Correct? You say the
Yes. But now I'm able to get the. If we.
Said, the question is you have open database, right? That
Yes.
data you are seeing. So which client you are using to see the data from the database? Mongo database.
Workbench for MySQL. For MongoDB, what
Yes,
kind of
yes.
database?
You have opened one window, right? What is that software? Just go to database
Okay.
tables.
Yeah. This is no SQL
This
booster.
one.
Yes. With the
Okay.
help of this NoSQL booster, we can MongoDB. Mongo.
Yeah, we can see
You have to install it.
Oh,
Okay,
that
thank
is. Yeah, yeah. Thanks.
Yes.
I hope it's clear. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. So so if you want to get one subscriber, so we have to pass the ID. So if we put the ID subscriber with ID, so I'll get. So if you want to if you want the name of this user, so you will have to perform in operation in your front end languages, like you are getting the name of, but if you want the name, like so you will have the some here you will have the response.data name. So this is how you can get the name of a particular user, a particular subscriber. Did you get it? So if you want, if you want all subscriber for us, if you want to get all subscriber, so we don't have to pass anything, any parameter. So we'll get all the subscriber. If you want to add the subscriber in your REST API, so you have to call the post, and you have to pass this parameter. This is this one, name and subscribe channel. So if you want to update your update of a particular subscriber, so we have to pass the subscriber ID as a parameter. And if you want to add it Majid in Saeed, so I'll say Saeed Ansari, so it can change. So now if we'll try to access Saeed's data, so it's not, I call the get, so I'll have to call patch to update. So now it's updated. If I'll get, so we can get updated data now. So this is how it works, and we can also delete the subscriber by passing the subscriber ID and calling the delete. So now that data is deleted. So this is how it's worked. So that's it for all. That's it.
So all you have already covered all the topics, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Is anyone is having any questions, so they can ask questions.
Thank you, Brother Saeed. So do we have any questions, Brother Saeed, regarding the session?
So one question I have that's somewhat
Brother Saeed,
not
can you
related.
share your email ID in the chat box? If someone has any questions later, they can contact you.
Okay.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So one question I have, somewhat related to Node.js. So we
Yes.
were working on one of the food delivery apps, and we right now, because of the faster development, we made use of Firebase, a template and a Firebase, which internally uses
Do
NoSQL.
we have any other question from someone?
Yes.
Or we can close this session on Node.js.
Yes.
So,
Someone is asking a question.
thanks to all the participants, and special thanks to Brother Saeed and Brother Abdul Majid for organizing this interesting session on Node.js. And hopefully it would have been useful for all of us. And inshallah, going forward, we'll have similar sessions on other technologies also. And if any of the participants, they want to conduct some session, some webinar, so they can contact me, and then we can arrange accordingly. So with this, we will close this session on Node.js, and thanks to everyone. Assalamu alaikum.
Said,